Hi, hello Hachi. Hold on. Let me get the music on. Anyways, yeah. Hi, hello. I know it's been a little while since my last stream. Not of my own decision though. Once again, because I have been working like a lot, and you know, it's just come home every day and I'm tired. And I don't have the energy to like stream or do anything. I haven't I didn't go to any convention. Not this weekend. I am going to one next weekend. But you know, I heard the convention that did happen this weekend, or at least this past weekend. I heard that it was not very enthusing, which is a shame. But you know, can't all be winners. Yeah, it is convention season, so you know I've been having to cover for lots of people so everyone could go have fun. And then this weekend I get to have fun, hopefully. Hooray! Yay! Yeah, I've just been, I don't know. This weekend or this whole week really, I don't know. I haven't been feeling very good. Hello, welcome. It's been a little rough for me mentally. Couldn't tell you why. And the AC in my car stopped working yesterday, which really sucks because it's super hot this week. So I'm gonna have to take a different car so I don't die of heat stroke. Blech. But we're hopefully gonna get it fixed, and yeah, there's just been a lot of like personal life drama, and you know, it all just accumulates, you know. You know, it's hard to explain because like every time I feel like I get this way, people just think that it's just because like of this one particular bad thing that happened. Like it's not that deep, but it's like, you know, what people don't understand is that like these sorts of things it accumulates. It just, at least for me, I don't know, it like gets to a point and then there's just like one thing that makes it all come crashing down. And yeah. Sorry. And like I don't know really how to like talk about it, because you know I do think I have a good support system. It's just, I don't know, it's like there's this like something anytime I try to like tell people how I'm feeling, it's like there's something like caught in my throat that won't let me say the things that I want to say. And hello, welcome. I always say it's like the scene in Hunter x Hunter where like Illumi has like a pin in Killua's head that's like preventing him from like using his full power or whatever, and then he like rips the pin out of his head and he can do stuff again. That's how I feel. I feel like there's a pin in my head that's preventing me from you know, getting better. Oh, that's very interesting. I was watching Final Destination. I don't know why. I just finally decided, you know, I've only ever seen, I think I've seen the first one, and I think I saw the third one, whichever one has the roller coaster in it. I can't remember. But I've seen that one, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll watch the rest of them. My coworker will be very happy to hear about it, because they really like Final Destination. Yeah, it's something like that. Like I said, it's difficult. It's difficult to me to like to talk about it. You seem one and two. Yeah, I mean I feel that the movies just get like progressively more cartoony. You know, like I haven't seen the newest one, but like I saw a clip from like the like opening scene, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous. Like, I mean, obviously, like none of the deaths in the movies like, they have a very small fraction of a percentage of a chance to happen in real life, and that's kind of the point, you know. But it's like, you know, it just gets to a point, it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, they just really like horror movies, and I don't blame them. I like horror movies too. No matter how cheesy, they love their cheese. Like, yeah, I get it. Wow. Yeah, other than that, you know, it's just been kind of a not very fun week. And that's why I didn't stream, because number one, I've been too tired. Number two, been too sad. And I don't wanna, I try not to bring like super sad energy onto my streams. But you know, sometimes you just gotta talk about it. You know, get it off your chest, you know? And I don't know, I feel like some things are easier to say as an anime girl on the internet, you know? I'm glad that I have a personal video diary that is forever embedded onto the internet, that I can just say whatever stupid crap I want within reason. You know, obviously I can't say some things, but you know. I unfortunately, I think I mentioned it. I have started using my very old childhood diary again, just because like I don't know, I never have been really like much of a journaling person. Like, even like my older diary entries from when I was a youngin', you know, they didn't have very much material to them. I wasn't as eloquent when I was in middle school as say like Mr. Greg Heffley or something like that, you know. Well, also, to be fair, I was not in middle school when I got my first diary, but like, you know, I don't know, I just never like, I never got into like journaling or anything. So now it's just like, you know, whenever I like, I get depressed and I have like so many thoughts that I want to just get out. Now I have a very very dated looking diary that my aunt got me from Justice. Raise your hand if you remember the Justice store. I used to shop there all the time. That was my tween era. That was my kind of clothing. Very bright and neon. I don't know what was wrong with me. My little bee brain, you know, it just loved bright neon colors. Go figure. Though it's kind of, the diary is kind of not very functional because it's got like a whole bunch of these like hearts and stuff like it printed onto the pages. So like, you know, it just like you got like a good thing going, you know, you're writing and then like all of a sudden you got like a black heart in the middle of your sentence. Like, what are you supposed to do there? Just like write over it? Do you skip over it? But then you like skip over a whole like section of your page, you know? I don't know. It's they didn't think the design through, but then again, the design was meant for like 6 to 11-year-olds, and 6 to 11-year-olds don't really, you know, they don't really have that much to say normally, I feel. Yeah. Yeah, journaling is good for that. I know I have said some things in my journal that my parents would be very disappointed if I said to them. So it's probably a good thing. Not like mean things, but just self-deprecating things. My parents don't like it when I'm self-deprecating for some odd reason. Can't tell you why. So, you know, I try not to. I've been trying to be more mindful of that. Cause like I try like, you know, when I'm with my friends, I make like depression and S word. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube or not. Like those kinds of jokes, I make them like around my friends all the time, because you know we are all, you know, sort of in the same little circle. You know what I'm saying? So like I say something like that, and then my friend goes like, "Yeah, same." Like we know we're just joking to each other, but you know, your family doesn't necessarily find the humor in saying that. For some odd reason. It's okay. That's alright. So, you know, I try not to say things like that. Keyword try. I just have that bad humor ingrained in my brain. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough thing to break, you know. I do wish that I could like hang out with my friends more often, but you know, now that we're all like grown and everything and we live farther out than we used to, it's hard to like schedule like a time and place and be like, hey, let's like go meet up here and do this and that. And then like, you know, you get into the whole discussion of like the dreaded third space, you know, where it's like there aren't any like spaces for people to just like hang out, you know? At least not without like paying an absurd amount of money. You know? Yeah, it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to drop. You know, once you start like getting into that habit, you know, that just kind of becomes your humor for a while. I don't know. I think I've had a worse sense of humor. Clearly, since I used to watch like Johnny Test and stuff, so clearly, you know, my sense of humor has always been not very good. But you know, that's in the past. So it's like, you know, yeah, so like back to like hanging with my friends. So like, yeah, you know, there's so few places we can go to. Like, we can go to the mall, or we can go to the other mall and just like walk around and talk and like window shop. There are like a few public parks around me, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, especially right now during, you know, the hot weather. You know, you don't really want to be out in the hot. Bleh. Yeah, I know everyone has problems, but you know, it's hard to work through everything, you know. Boop boop boop. Anyways, you know what? Why don't we boop 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 boop? Let's play some Diva. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Let me. Sorry. It's going from music to mute to music to mute. Let's try here. Alright, that seems fine. Boop, 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 boop. Again, it happens all the time where it's just like one game is like super quiet, and then another game is super loud, and I can never get the sound right. Why can't games just all have the same audio quality? My finger slipped. Oh my gosh, maybe I should have picked an easier song to start. I really do like this model. Yay! All the money! Whoops. My fingers didn't move fast enough. Oopsie daisy. It wasn't too bad. 84, that's not too bad. I've also been playing, I've been playing Rhythm Heaven a lot on my DS. No, I'm not playing Out of Eden again. It gave me Out of Eden on on like one of my on my practice on one of my practice rounds. I'm not playing it again. Have something a little happier, yeah. Look at the Kagaminis. They're so cute. They're so silly. I keep on missing notes, so. Should have practiced more before I started. I've mostly just been trying to do like all the unlockables on Rhythm Heaven. I would love to stream it, but I can't stream on my DS. Just stupid. Oh, tap solo in her sandals. I can't remember if this model has those glasses or if I just added them and forgot. Whoa, oh my gosh. Yay. That was terrible. Oh my god. I could do so much better. I could do so much better with that song. Oh, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my hands? Ugh. Get it together. Get it together, girl. It's fine. You know, I never really noticed the like assortment of albums, because it's like it's all the ones that they added for like the most recently added songs. So it's like, so there's like Alien, and there's Catch the Wave. I think that's oh whoops. I think that one's Shake It, and then yeah, like they're all like the more recently added songs, and then you've got just like a couple of randos like Tengaku, Soundless Voice, Snowman. I don't know why those are there. They're just kind of there. I don't know. It's just I think it's funny. Yeah, maybe. Just needs it just means I need to practice. I need to practice more. That's some nice, cheerful Oster Project music. That's just what I need. You know what? I think we all need a little more Oster Project in our life. Okay, that's better. That's better. Alright. Acceptable. A new record and a new record? How about that? See? Things are looking up. Yeah, I did like a little tarot card reading, just for fun. And you know, I wanted to see if like my mental state would improve anytime soon. And it basically, the cards told me that like you're freaking out now, but good things are gonna come soon. So you just need to calm down. And yeah, I'm trying to follow the advice. Now I know obviously like tarot cards don't actually predict the future, but you know, I just treat it more as like positive affirmations or like words of advice. I really like this model, by the way. Oh boy, the hard part. Dang it. That part's so fast. That's okay. Not too bad. Yeah, 99%. How about that? How about that? Not too bad. Yeah, that model, I would say that's like one of my top picks. If I could cosplay any of the Project Diva models, that one would be like one of my top picks. Also, hello, welcome, new people. Yeah. Maybe that's what I should do for my next like chatting stream. I should do like a tarot card reading stream. Be the Oracle. Oracle BBB. Share your wisdoms. I really like this song. The song's so underrated in this game. See, it's always that part that messes me up. I'll take it. Ah! Oh well. It's okay. New record again! Hooray! If only I had nailed that ending. Oh well. Those would be pretty funny fortunes. The cards foretell. If you were a vocal synth, you'd be Kevin. Everyone loves Kevin. That's a good thing. All right, one more, and then I'll take a short little chit chat break. And perfect theming. Oh my god, what I wouldn't give to be in this map right now. Summer blessing. Summer blessing. Also, I just realized Rina's wearing the wrong swimsuit for... Wait, where is it? She's wearing the wrong swimsuit for that song. I cannot allow this. Okay, I don't think it's that one. I forget which... Is it a 6? I can't remember. There it is. I guess it is 6. Okay, okay. I gotta write this wrong. I was 1 off, dang. There we go. There, now they're matching. That makes my brain feel better. Okay, alright. I had to right a wrong. Okay, okay. Alright. Take a quick little drink break. Yeah. Ah. You know how sometimes like you'll see a game that's so beautiful and you're like, "Oh man, I wish that I could like live here. I wish that I could live in this game." That's how I feel about Project Diva. There's so many maps in the game that I'm just like, "Oh, it's so pretty." I wish that I wish that water parks were real. They are real, they're just not as beautiful as the one in the game. There's always so many people. I saw, you know what? I saw on my TikTok, I saw like a video of this Chinese cosplayer, and she was in a water park, like an indoor water park, and it was very like backrooms looking. Like it looked really cool. I wanted to go there. I was like, man, that place looks really sick. But it's in China, so womp womp. Oh well, there's plenty of like liminal space looking indoor water parks, I'm sure. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, cause like it seems to me that like the Vocaloids are just dancing, you know, regardless of whether or not you hit the notes on time. I don't know. I want to be a little vocal synth living in a nice, happy summertime world. That'd be so nice. Yeah, like I don't know. There's just I don't really know of. There's the only water park that I could think of, and it's not even really a water park. That's like near me is like, like the rec center that is like closest to me, that has like an indoor pool, but they changed it. So I don't know. I don't know if I talked about this pool or not. But so they used to have at this rec center. I just hit my elbow on the table. That kind of hurt. Like it used to be like sort of vaguely nature themed. So like they had like these clouds, these like I don't know if they were like made of cement or something, but they had like clouds that were like strung up in the ceiling, and then like the different support beams were like decorated to look like trees and stuff. And like, you know, the whole color palette was very like earthy, you know, and it looked very it's just very neutral. And then the last time I was there, I found that they changed it, and they got rid of all the like nature-y looking things, and they painted all the equipment like rainbow colors, and I was like, oh man, it doesn't look as like it doesn't really look as neutral anymore. So yeah, I was a little disappointed. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, the thing about water parks is just that like they get so crowded. At least that's the thing for me. Like, especially if you're one of the people who likes going on the slides and stuff, there's always so many people waiting to get on the slides. And like the slides are usually like 1 or 2 people, like normally. Sometimes, you know, there's some rides that, you know, you get like the 4-person raft, you know? But most of them are just like 1 or 2 people only. So you gotta wait in like an extra long line, and then you go down and it's like 30 seconds. Like, wow, that was so worth waiting an hour and a half for. That's why when I go to water parks, I'm always in the wave pools or the lazy rivers. But usually the wave pools. And some people, for some people, like, some people, they really do not like wave pools. I am the opposite. The bigger the waves, the better. Like, I went to the one in at Disney World, and like the waves at that wave pool, they're so huge, and I loved it. I would always get like right up to like the line where they have the buoys, like right where the waves start. That was my jam. I loved being like right on top of them. But however, I did not as much like when they would have like the choppier waves. That one sucked. Like, so they would have like at the one in Disney World, they would have like, there would be like a portion of time where there's like one giant huge wave, and then there would be like intervals where it's like a bunch of like smaller waves. I didn't like the smaller ones as much. And I know there were like some people who thought that like the size of the waves at the wave pool were like similar to the ones in real life, like on the real life beach. No, they're not. Not normally, at least. Like, if they're usually not like super big, and if they are, then it's a tsunami, and you do not want to be at the beach. Yeah, that's why when you go to amusement parks, you gotta get the fast passes, you know? Either that or you just go on all the baby rides. Or maybe I'm the only one who can go on the baby rides because I'm small enough. They're like, okay, you look 6. Gabu gabu. You know, and all that. Yeah, I haven't been to like any theme parks or anything for like a good long while. I think I can't remember when the last time I was at one. I think it was when I went to Universal. I think that's the last like big theme park. I didn't go to Universal when I was in Japan. We could have, but we didn't. That's okay, because they didn't have anything like too terribly interesting going on. Though, if I did ever get the opportunity to go to Universal Studios Japan, I would like to go on the Jaws ride, because they don't have the Jaws ride in the States anymore. They got rid of them, which is sad. They got rid of it for more Harry Potter, which, I mean, on the one hand, does it suck that they like got rid of a very beloved ride? Yes. But on the other hand, I do kind of like what they did. You know, I like the big dragon. The big dragon is very cool. And also, I like the ride, the bank ride, or whatever it's called. I don't know. I don't watch Harry Potter. Sorry. I like the ride. But yeah, it would have been cool to still have Jaws. You know, they have like a sort of themed area, but it's, you know, it's not the same. I know, right? And they have like another whole thing in like Epic Universe now that I think is supposed to be themed in the Fantastic Beasts one. No, Yeah, well, I mean, the Diagon Alley, that one's pretty cool. But the like main Harry Potter area with like the Hogwarts castle and stuff, I think that area is better in my humble opinion. And I can't speak on the Fantastic Beasts area because I have not been. I've only seen videos from Epic Universe, and if I were to go, the first place I want to hit up is the How to Train Your Dragon area, cause that sounds really cool. I always wanted to ride a dragon. That would be cool. And yeah, I've seen the rides that they have there, or I would really like to go to the Super Nintendo Land. I want to go to that too. I want to ride that Donkey Kong ride. I want to ride that one real bad. Hey yo, this beat is bananas. Also, I saw that in the Nintendo Land they have little hidden Pikmin. It's like hidden Mickeys, but better because they're Pikmin. I was like, I want to see those Pikmin. I gotta see them. Also, the classic monsters area, that seems pretty cool too. I like the walk around characters in that area. They have so much. They're all such divas, you know. They've all just got like such an energy about them, in a good way. At least in all the clips that I've seen. All the actors seem really nice. I didn't really get to see when the last time I was at Universal, I didn't really see too many like walk around characters. I think, I'm trying to remember, there might have been more, but the only one I really remember is we got to like have a picture with Spider-Man. And it was cool because we were the last family that Spider-Man got to see before he had to go and see a Make-A-Wish child. And it was we went there like around the time that the like, oh my gosh, I forget which Avengers movie it is, but the one that was like right before Endgame, where you know Spider-Man turned into dust. So I can't even remember what I said, but like I tried to make a joke about that to him. I was like, I said something like, you know, like, how did it feel to be like turned into dust or something like that? Just, you know, some stupid teenager humor. Infinity War, thank you. Yeah, that movie had just come out, and so I tried to make a joke about that, but I don't think he heard me. It's okay. That's alright. He probably, you know, he probably got like a million Mr. Stark I don't feel so good jokes, you know, during that time. So, you know, probably for the best. I know, as somebody who works at a place where a lot of people tell you the same exact jokes every single day, it's funny like the first 2 or 3 times, and then after that it just gets very annoying. So I understand getting kind of sick of those kinds of jokes. Like I can't imagine like being a character actor and like getting the same jokes every single day. Oof, that would not be fun. I've had, well, I can't say because that would that might dox me a little bit, but it's just, you know, I just get a lot of jokes that are like the same jokes every single day, or like the whole like if you scan something and it doesn't work and you have to like rescan it, and then the customer is like, I guess that means it's free. Like, you know, he's gonna be like, no. It's like, yeah, I haven't heard that one before. Or getting asked about Labubus, which, I mean, that one's not a joke, but Where I work, we get asked about it every single day. It's to a point where yesterday I started a counter. I wanted count how many times a day I get asked if we sell Labubus at the store that I work at. And listen. If you enjoy collecting Labubus, like, that's your business. Me personally, I think they are very ugly, and I don't get the hype around them. Cause it's like, you know, there's cuter plushies out there. I feel like people just are. I feel like at this point they're just kind of like a status symbol, like just to show that you have money to spend. Like, you know, Labubus have become like the new Supreme. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the new trendy fashion item. People aren't collecting them because they genuinely, like, you know, like them. They're collecting them because they're the new trend, you know? And I'm not buying it. That's propaganda I'm not falling for. Because, yeah, I think that they are stupid. I'd rather collect things that I think are cute. Okay, we're going back to Diva. Yeah. Okay, but Beanie Babies were actually cute. All right. I don't want to do that one. I feel like I play that song all the time. That's the difference. Like, was it the Beanie Babies craze stupid? Yes. But Beanie Babies were cute, at least. Unlike Labubus. Yeah, yep, that's probably. Give it like a year or two. Maybe less than that, who knows. One can only hope, because I'm sick and tired. Did I collect Beanie Babies? Kind of. I mean, I only collected Beanie Babies in the way that I collected, like, any other kind of stuffed animal. I kind of caught like the tail end of the trend before they rebranded to the Beanie Boos. Which, I gotta be honest, the Beanie Boos are not as cute as the original Beanie Babies. But that being said, I do have all the different kinds of Beanie Boo dragons. Because those are the best kinds. Funky music. Yeah. Yeah. Playing rhythm games is like a skill in and of itself. I, it's interesting. I think if there were, oh my gosh, the Nyan Cat song. If there were to be a new Project Diva game, I think that they would make I think they would make a Mesmerizer PV. I think they would. I don't know what other songs, cause like it's been so long. I think the most recent song that has been added to the game is from like 2018 or something. So, like that kind of sucks. But like I think if Sega were to make a new Project Diva game, we would finally get an official use of Tedo's model because no other song uses any of the fan Lloyd characters and Tedo. Which I mean, I guess kind of Tedo's kind of a fan Lloyd if you think about it. This PV is great. Dang it. Ugh, I hate that part. that's the best I've ever done the ending. What can I say? Yeah. Who would have thought that, like, one of the hardest songs in the game is the Nyan Cat song? Go figure. Or at least it's one of the hardest ones for me. I hate that part when it like switches up all the notes. Oh, I'm so bad. Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're all nyang. No, the cat virus. No, it's been breached. Oh my gosh. Everyone has become cat. This is like 28 days later, but worse. I don't know, would it be worse if all the zombies were actually cats? Night of the Living Nyan. There's probably a manga about that. The zombie apocalypse, but instead of turning into a zombie, everyone turns into a cat. That would be the one zombie virus that I would want to catch. I think then I would be finally happy. Be like, do not grieve me. I am where I am meant to be. Of course there's an anime about it. Bye. Maybe I'll do just like 2 more or something. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about Shake It. You and I funky night. Oh yeah. Bun's parachute pants are so silly in this model. was so close on that title. That's funny. Yeah, I think I vaguely remember Mama B telling me about it. I was like, okay. But she tells me about so many anime. It's hard to keep track. I did not miss that. This controller needs to check itself because I did not miss that slide note. I'm calling BS. I did not miss that. I'm mad. I'm mad. I totally should have gotten that. Whatever. Ugh, whatever. Yeah, pretty good score. Would have been better if it didn't screw me over, but whatever. Next time. Oh, I forgot that I gave Reen long hair for this one. I love Reen with long hair. It goes with everything. I'll read it in a second. I'm locked in. No, dang it! Finger lag. Oh my gosh. Get it together. bad. Nah, it's okay. No, my finger, like, okay, so like my brain told my finger to move, but my muscles did not get the memo. It's okay. Thank you for your donation, doll. I appreciate it. I appreciate your kind words. Alright, so I wanna do one. I wanna do one more before I go back and yap some more. Yeah, Hitorimo Envy! Yeah! I really like this song. I don't think I've played it on stream before. Maybe I have. I can't remember. And on like certain games, they don't shorten it to like 30 seconds. I really like the skybox for this game. I just really like it when the sky is that color. Yeah! I'm one of those people. That's funny. I got a perfect score, but only 99%. I'm one of those people where I just like, I'm always looking at the sky. So like when I'm driving home, sometimes I'll just like look at the sky. I'm like, the sky looks really pretty today. Or like I'm always the person who's like looking for a rainbow after it rains. No, I'll do one more. see. Well, let's do. I don't know why. I have like I have an urge to play Moon for some reason. I feel like nobody talks about this song anymore. Also, Persona Miku model. Ah, dang it. And this song just has a very, like, nostalgic feeling to it. It is an older song, so, you know, that makes sense. It just has that sort of, like, techno beat that a lot of early Vocaloid original songs had. Yeah! There we go. Not too bad. New record at least. Alright. I said that was the last one, so that's gonna be the last one. Alright. Ah, there we go, there we go. Back we go, back into the pit. Yes. Oh, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oops. Yeah, I have been following the progress of the Sonic racing game. I might get it just because Miku is a playable character. That's the only reason I want to get it. Just because of her. I don't care about all the other characters. I just want to play Miku. This is the closest I'm gonna get to a new Project Diva game. Okay, let me dream. But it's crazy that they added SpongeBob. That was I was not expecting that. I don't know what characters I was expecting to be in that game, but SpongeBob was not one of them. To be fair, neither was Miku, but I mean, I don't know. I guess like Miku makes sense because, you know, Project Diva and Project Sekai are both like Sega owned, you know? No, I don't play Fortnite, sorry. No, I do not, because Miku is not in Yakuza. If Miku was in Yakuza, then I would care. No, I'm just kidding. I do think that it's cool that the Yakuza characters are in it. I haven't played Yakuza, but I might eventually. Like, yeah, I know, like the Joker is in it. The Joker persona. I don't know what other Joker you're thinking of. And then the Minecraft characters are gonna be in it, which I also did not really expect. You get the Project Diva, Yakuza, and Persona. I'm pretty sure. Wait, no. Is Persona Square Enix or is that owned by Sega? I can't remember. Either way, you know, it's like same company, but like, you know, that I expect. But other characters, I was not expecting, especially not SpongeBob. Yeah, I know. I was very excited to see her in the game. I know I had to tell, because one of my coworkers is really into Yakuza, so I had to explain to him the Kason lore. Okay, I thought so. I was like 99% sure that Persona was owned by Sega, but like the 1% was like, I don't want to look stupid on the internet. Even though all I do is look stupid on the internet. It's part of my job. But yeah, so like I had to explain the extensive VTuber lore. as the one person that works at the place that I work who knows anything about VTubing. Which also sucks because I'm the only person who knows. It's like, so we saw some merchandise from the one VTuber anime. However, what people don't know is that those VTubers are not like actual IRL VTubers, and on the tag, because the anime has such like a super long name, they just shorten it to VTuber Plush. It's like, well, that doesn't tell you much. So like when we got them in, my coworkers were like, BBB, what VTuber is this? Like, they were like, is this one of the HoloLive VTubers? I'm like, no, that's from the VTuber anime. They're like, there's a VTuber anime? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's alright. I still haven't finished that one. I don't know how much VTuber lore got to him, but yeah, I explained it anyways. I know, and then people like, you know, like some people who are like actual VTuber fans, they come in and they're trying so hard. They're trying so hard to figure out what VTuber it is. They're like, is this a Nijisanji VTuber? Is this one from like an indie company? They're selling plushies of indie VTubers? And like, I was like, no, they're not actually VTubers. Not like, not in the sense that like I am, but you know, like the character is. Which I found it kind of disappointing. I think I brought this up before, but I found it kind of disappointing that in the VTuber anime, they don't like, they're just on, they just are their models like all the time in the real world and in the stream. I was a little bit disappointed by that. I was kind of hoping that, you know, they would have, because like they do have like the sort of like off collab things where the girls in that agency go and they like meet up for drinks and karaoke and whatnot, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like this would have more of an impact if we saw like the person behind the character, but no, they just are the characters at all times. I don't know. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm the go-to girl for everything VTubers and Vocaloid. It's the same. It's the same with like if we ever have any like Vocaloid products in, because like some people will be like, "Do you have this Vocaloid?" And then my coworkers will look at me and I'll be like, "No." All right. I will keep that in mind if and when I ever get back into watching it. I still haven't finished Free Run. That one's like the other anime. It's like that and To Be Hero X, which I also need to get caught back up with. But like I need to finish watching both of those. And yeah. I do. I talk about VTubers and Vocaloid in the real world all the time, but not a lot of people do. Well, I'm trying to finish watching Free Run, not only because I have been wanting to watch it personally, but also because I want to. I've said it before, but like Mama V and I are doing like our first ever mother-daughter cosplay as Fern and Free Run, and I personally, I do not like to cosplay from things that I have not watched and or played. So like, you know, if I were to be in like a group cosplay and it was from a series that I had never heard of, I would have to like sit down and go through that series so that I know what I'm cosplaying, you know? It's the same thing with figures. Like I know a lot of people who like they buy figures without knowing the source material. And then they find out that the source material is like problematic or just like something that they do not vibe with, and they're like, "Oh, I don't really like owning this figure anymore." It's like, well, then you should have like done your research before you dropped like $100 on the figure, you know? Like I'm just saying, you know, if you gotta be wise with your money, especially when it comes to anime, because like, you know, just some people have certain tastes that do not align with various animes, and that's okay. That's, you know, that's within their right. However, if you're gonna be buying figures and you know that you have certain tastes, you should probably at least find out what the source material, the thing that you're buying, is from. I'm just saying. That's just me, you know. Yeah, I don't know if any of my convention friends are going to this convention because it's really small and it's in a different town, but I like going. I like going over to that area, so yeah, it'll be fun. I'm sure when Mama V and I do our cosplay, we'll get a lot of people that are like, are you guys actually mother and daughter? And we'll be like, yes we are. Because I know that happened with me and my dad when we would do our Jotaro and Jolene duo cosplay, and people thought that was really cute, and it was. I don't know. There's just something really cute about like cosplaying with your family members, you know. Like if you're cosplaying like parent and child characters, or like if you're doing like sibling duos with your sibling, or like especially like significant other cosplays. That one's also always really cute. Like taking lovey-dovey photo shoots, so cute. I also really I love seeing like little kids doing cosplays at conventions. Oh my gosh, they're always so cute. Like I've been getting videos of this one little girl on like my Instagram where she's like cosplaying. She's like a little card captor Sakura. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. And like everywhere she goes, like there's all these like other cosplayers that are like, oh, you're so cute, you're so small. And I know like deep inside I would be doing the same thing. You're like, ah, little baby. Ugh. Oh my gosh, my eye got like all blurry and sticky and gross. Ugh. I guess that means I'm getting sleepy or something. Yeah, little kids at conventions are always so cute. They're just having like the time of their life. I've heard certain cosplayers, like when they see like kids at conventions, say that like taking a kid to a convention is like taking them to Disneyland on crack. Because there's all sorts of different characters. Though I still am iffy. I've heard the horror stories of like has-been hotel cosplayers that have like little kids come up to them and take pictures of them, and like it would be one thing if they just like if they saw the character and just thought that it was cool and they wanted to get a picture with them, but like they're saying that like the kids like know who they are, and like little kids should not be watching shows like that. That's when you gotta like take the parent aside and be like, do you know what this is from? You know, because like I know if I was a parent, I would not want my kid to be watching that show. That is like really that shows at least for like 16 and older. Like at the very youngest, 16 and older. Though I don't know, it might be. I might take that back, because I personally I've only seen like a fraction of like the Hell of a Boss episodes, and I've never seen like Has-Been Hotel like the full series. So I don't know. It might be worse. It might be worse in the full series. Don't quote me on that. Real Has-Been Hotel fans, you can correct me on that. I might be wrong, but yeah. That's always like, oh, or like the Chainsaw Man, like little kids, like yeah, just like with that, it's one thing if like, you know, the little kid is like, wow, I like the look of Chainsaw Man, and you know they think that like Pochita is cute, but I don't think little kids should be watching Chainsaw Man. Cause there's some things in that story that are too dark for children. There's some things in that series that are too dark for adults. So you know, there's themes that go over adults' heads. So you know, I would not let anybody under the age of probably, again, at least like 15 or 16 watch that show. And it always concerns me whenever I see like parents with young children that are like really into Chainsaw Man, because I'm like, in my head I'm like, had their kids seen Chainsaw Man, or do they just like the character? It's very, very question mark. Yeah, no, I definitely, I think if like Hell of a Boss and Has-Been Hotel came out when I was in middle school, I definitely think that like me and all of my, well, maybe not me, I don't know, but definitely like all of my middle school fans would, or middle school friends would be watching it and would be fans of it. No, that's why I'm saying this, because I watched some messed up stuff when I was a kid, knowingly or not, and I don't want that. I would not wish to inflict that on other children, you know. I want kids today to be better and to watch better things than what I did when I was young. Okay, like I am not saying that I am above watching inappropriate things when you were probably too young. But then again, yeah, I think everybody has seen at least one thing that they were probably too young to be watching. You know, whether it be like a horror movie when you were too young, or you know, something scandalous like that. I think everybody's seen like at least one thing, but you know, if you can prevent it, I think you should. Especially like it really just like depends on the kid and like the age, you know. Exactly. I would not listen. I have like two like 10 to 12-year-old little cousins. I would not show them Elfen Lied. I watched Elfen Lied when I was 10 to 12. I would not show them that. or even Higurashi. I would not show them Higurashi either. Even though I loved Higurashi. I don't know. I was just always like, well, maybe not always, but I've been into like horror stuff for a pretty long time. Pretty long. And I would say I still am. Oh man. Oh, not the drive-in movie theaters. I've never been to a drive-in. I've only seen like, you know, I've only seen it in like movies and TV shows and stuff. I know that there's places that still do drive-in movie theaters, but I don't know of any that are near me. Ooh, oh my gosh, I don't know why my voice keeps on like cracking. Blech, gross. Yeah, I mean, I would say I did too, but like, you know, I think I got into creepypasta like pretty early on, so like after that, you know, that just opened the floodgates and I never went back. And I really don't know what, like, there's just something interesting about like kids being into horror, because that I think has always been a thing. Like even for like, you know, kids in this generation, like you seen that with like Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, Five Nights at Freddy's originally was like really dark, and like it had like a very creepy aura to it for like the first couple games. But then, you know, kids got really into it, and so now it is what it is. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, I'm lucky that none of, honestly, most of my cousins are like way older than me, so they would not gain anything from torturing poor small little BBB. I think like the closest in age that I have cousins is like 10 years apart, maybe, if that. It might be longer, because like I remember like having like some of my cousins visiting at like Grandma and Grandpa B's house, you know, and like I remember them being like teenagers when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 4, and then like I didn't hear from them until like one of them was having a baby shower, and I was like, oh, time flies. Okay. So I was taking a drink, and then the cap to my water bottle kind of fell. But we all good. Also, in other things that I have watched, I recently saw the new K-pop Demon Hunters. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I really like the character designs, especially the big demon tiger. I like the demon tiger a lot. It's very cute, very silly. you know, it's like it's the same team that did like Spider-Verse, so you know, it figures as much that I would like it. Yeah, it's really cute. It went in a direction that I was not totally expecting. I won't spoil it for you because for once they have a movie that doesn't spoil everything in the trailer. Huh, how about that? Yeah, I won't go into detail, but it's pretty funny and the animation's very nice. And there's pretty anime boys. if that's any consolation. I know that's how I got Mama V to watch it. I was like, "You might like it. There's pretty anime boys," and she was like, "Okay." I could get Mama V to watch anything if there's cute enough anime boys in it. And also, Ken Jeong is in it, which I like. I was able to figure that out like instantly as soon as his character spoke. I was like, "Is that Ken Jeong? That's gotta be him." I'm like 90% sure that's Ken Jeong. It's true. It's true, especially if it's a pretty anime boy with white hair. That's her type. That is her type. Pretty anime boys with white hair and blue eyes and a bandana over their eyes and is named Satoru Gojo. That's her type. But it's true. It's true. Like anytime we're like watching a show and there's like a white-haired anime guy, one of these like, I like that one. I like that guy. Except for Hypnosis Mike. She didn't like the white-haired guy in that one, but it was because he smoked. I asked her when we were watching it if she liked him, and she was like, "Nah, he smokes, so I don't like him." It's like, all right, fair enough. Honestly, yeah, no, I don't blame her. I don't like people that smoke either. It's nasty. Nasty. I don't. In what way? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't think so. I think Gojo might forever be Mama V's #1 husbando. Sorry, there's a thing. There's a thing I was doing. Because I have so much like planning and junk to do. And oh my gosh, I found out recently. I like just found out today that there was a Vocaloid figure design contest going on. Her husband before Gojo was it was Daichi from Haikyuu, which she does still like Daichi, but Gojo's her #1. Oh, it's just it's a secret. It's a secret. You'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so I saw on Twitter. At first, I just saw so like. I think the contest, there's like 3 different categories that you could enter for. And so like there's a contest for Miku where the theme is like alternative fashion styles. There's one for Len that's like animal themed, and then one for Mako that I think is like beach themed. I think. But I've been seeing some really cute different Miku styles. I always really love seeing like all the different like varieties of designs that people make for those contests. It's just like with the Snow Miku ones, you know, you get a lot of inspiration. And it's fun to like design your own thing. So like I don't know. I might not do it just because I'm working on so many other things right now, but would I like to? Yes. Maybe I'll Kiwi Land. That would be pretty cute actually. Maybe I'll design something like after the contest is ended, you know, just for funsies, you know. Not trying to like actually compete or anything. It's fine, it's whatever, but you know, just cause I can. You know, I got these hands. These hands are made for drawing, you know. So I gotta do what I must. And I just love character design. That's what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be a character designer. That's my dream job. Specifically, like fantasy, anime type character designer, you know, or a vocal synth character designer. That would be pretty sick too. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see when the time comes, once I'm finished working on the multitude of things that I'm constantly working on. Ugh, it's been a doozy. I can tell you one thing I am trying to figure out making is business cards. Which reminds me, I had a very interesting encounter at my work the other day. So like somebody came in and they like came up to the counter and they were like, I have a question for you. Do you like my shirt? And so like their shirt, it was like a really cool like fantasy sort of thing. And I was like, it looked, to me it looked kind of like Kingdom Hearts sort of style, or like, you know, like Kingdom Hearts or like Final Fantasy, like that sort of art style. And so like me and my coworker, we were both like, yeah, it looks really nice. And then she pulls a twist on us and she's like, this is actually my artwork and I have a comic if you're interested to check it out. And she like gave us these business cards and they had like a QR code to her comic on the back, and I was like, oh wow, that's so cool, your art is really pretty. And like she gave us like 2 different cards and they had like different designs on both of them. I was like, oh, that's fun, that's cool. And I told her, I was like, I wish I was as confident as you to just like go up to people and be like, hey, can you check out my stuff? I'm an artist and I do stuff. I was like, I wish I was that confident about my art. And she was like, oh, trust me, I'm not really. I was like, well, you're doing better than me, let me tell you. 'Cause I could never. I have confidence, no confidence, you know. You know, she was very nice. She was like trying to encourage me. I'm like, oh, it's okay, it's alright, I'll get by. Confidence is hard to gain, especially when you're such a perfectionist like me, and like, you know, you finish something and then you're like, no, I can't ever show anybody this because it looks bad to me. I just wish that I could see my art through the eyes of somebody else, you know, just because I want to see what like other people do see in what I've made, you know, like regardless of like skill level. Actually, I would love to see through people's eyes even more if they have artistic skills, because, you know, then I could like see like what are like actual flaws in my artwork and what is just my my perceived flaws because I'm a perfectionist and everything about what I make is bad, you know? That's not a bad way to think about things, but unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to fake it. I'm too honest, okay? I can't sell something that I don't like fully have my heart into, you know? I know. Perfectionism is a trap. It's a curse, and it has ruined my life. But you know, gotta get by somehow. So yeah. Long story short, I've been trying to put together business cards that I could hand out at like conventions and whatnot. But yeah, I just haven't figured out like the best design for it, and like what do I want to have on the back? Do I want to have like a QR code to like the website, or like you know to our YouTube or our Twitter, or like have like a bunch of different links, or I don't know. Probably just a QR code to the website. I feel like that would be like the best place to start. Yeah. It's difficult. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to go back and do another doodle stream or something. Maybe reveal my my master plan of what I've been working on recently. Ow! Oh my gosh! I keep on like hitting myself on the desk. Ugh. I'm so dumb. And yeah, like I don't know. It's been a lot like weighing on my mind recently. So it's nice to have a little stream like this to just, you know, get it all off my chest and not work on things for a little while. You know, even though streaming is like kind of sort of technically like a job for me, it is at least a way for me to like, you know, just put stuff off for a little while. I also had oh my gosh, I had a very interesting dream the other night. And you'll all laugh about this. So I had a dream that I got in with I got into a crowd that you probably wouldn't expect me to hang out with. They were very like, they seemed like a very elitist crowd, like very like, if you're not like this, then you're a poser and you can't sit with us, you know, that sort of group. But so I somehow, one of the people that was in that group thought that I was like a cool person to hang out with, and I was like, okay, that's nice. And so they invited me they invited me to this like party, but I was so sleepy. I went to the party, but I was so sleepy, so I just like took a nap the whole time. I was sleepy in my dream. So like the person that like invited me, they were trying to like ask me questions, and they were trying to show me stuff, and I was like, okay. Ask me again when I'm more awake, please. Because I was just like, there was like all this drama that was going on at the party around me, and I just had no idea because I was asleep the whole time. Yeah, dreaming about dreams. It's like Inception, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a very agreeable person, so you know, I can see me getting along with some people that are maybe not like the utmost friendliest, perhaps. Oh well, I appreciate that you guys all think I'm cool and interesting. Though let's be honest, if I got invited to a party, I would probably be like, sorry, I can't go. I'm working that day. Because it would probably be on like a Friday or Saturday. Nobody ever does stuff on Sundays, and Sundays are like Sundays the only weekend day that I have off. Unless I like specifically request a Friday or a Saturday off. It sucks. Like, you know, I get it. Like, you know, nobody wants to work on the weekends, but somebody has to. But, you know, it's just tough. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Can't we all just get along? Yeah, you know, I'm just nice to everybody. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like I don't really give anybody a reason to be like mean or be mad at me, you know. At least like, you know, not in public. On the internet, everybody's mad at everybody all the time. So, you know, that's kind of unavoidable, but like in real life, I don't know. I feel like the only like mean people that I've seen like out in public are just like teenagers, and teenagers are just terrible. I'm sorry if you're a teenager watching this. I'm sure you're not terrible, but you know, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You're going through stuff. You're going through hard times. I get it. Yeah, it's tough. Like especially trying to like organize like family events, because it'll either like everybody has to like schedule the event to be on a Sunday so that I can come, because nobody's ever off like any other day of the week, or they have to schedule it like later in the day, because thankfully I work the morning shifts on Friday and Saturdays, so you know they'll have to like schedule it later in the day so that I can do it when I come off of work. Exactly. That's a very true statement. People are afraid of confrontation in the real world, so they're meaner online. Oh, I don't know. Teenagers can be like really terrible. I know, like every time I'm at work and like a group of teens, like at least two or more. Anytime a group of two or more teenagers comes into my store, I brace for impact. I'm like, oh god, are they gonna say something like really stupid? Am I gonna have to kick them out? Are they gonna steal anything? And I have to like watch them, because like teenagers don't know how to behave in public. I don't know why. Unless they're with their parents. If they're with their parents, then I'm like, okay, they're probably not gonna do anything bad. Because like, you know, who's gonna shoplift in front of their parents? Unless you have like really crappy parents, you know? Like teenagers aren't gonna like misbehave in front of their parents. That's just a given. And most of the time, if it's a teenager like hanging out with their parent, they're probably not gonna be like shoplifting in the first place. they're probably like too well behaved. At least in my experience, because I hung out with very nice, good children that did not steal things. So, yeah. I got in with the right crowd. I didn't get into the elitist people like in my dreams. The elitist dream people. Oh my gosh, it sounds like a Yumi Nikki thing. Oof, I don't know why my wrist hurts all of a sudden. Well, you know, it's convention season, so like I said, I've had to cover a lot of shifts. So that's been tough. But I think I'm gonna end here and relax my wrist a little bit because I don't know why it is hurting so much. I'm gonna ice my wrist a bit. But yeah, so I know. I'm so good at video games that like my wrist is cramping. So yeah, I'm gonna go and hopefully not get carpal tunnel. But thank you everybody for joining and watching. This is a nice little chat, and hopefully I'll be well rested enough to stream again soon. And until then, have a